All right, the final from Columbus, Ohio. Ohio State 14, getting it done over the Texas Longhorns. Steve Sarkisian, that offense came away with 7 points, dude. 7 points. We'll talk about Arch Manning. We'll get to that in a second, though. I want to start with Ohio State first. Before we do anything, though, make sure you are subscribed right here. Ohio State Buckeye fans, you're smart. I'm dumb. Didn't pick y'all. Y'all won. Get that out of the way. Make sure you're locked in. Make sure you're subscribed. Texas fans, also make sure you're dialed in. Think your season is very much so very, very far from over. So we're all aligned there. But like I said, we'll start with Ohio State. There's a great song by the Rolling Stones. It goes, "You can't always get what you want, but sometimes you get what you need." What you would have wanted was Jeremiah Smith go for a buck 50 and 3 touchdowns. You would have wanted to see Julian Sayin complete every single pass, throw for 4 touchdowns, see the offense light it up against that Texas defense. Wasn't what you saw. Wasn't what you saw. But you know what? I saw a team that was by no stretch of the imagination complacent, as maybe the entire college football public tried to push that narrative all offseason long. I saw a line of scrimmage that more than held their water against the Texas front that I think is going to have one of the best defensive lines in college football this year. That's not really saying too much. I saw an Ohio State team that won, not one, but 2 fourth and goal situations, one to punch it in when you were on offense, 3rd and goal, 3 tight ends, doesn't work. You get stopped. Ryan Day says, "Hey, Coach Hartline, let's go four tight ends, 14 personnel. Let's run it, punch it in." And then on the other side of the field, Arch Manning, a little Arch tush push. You get a stop there on 4th. Like, that was the game to me. The competitive plays, the toughness, the grittiness, all those things from Ohio State, they looked like the team to me that had something to prove. The team that had an edge about themselves. The team that lost the last 2 semifinals in the college football playoff. Not Texas. And Texas, I mean, give them a lot of credit. We'll talk about them in a second here. Did not have a uh, lackadaisical showing by any means, but Ohio State to me won the competitive plays. I mentioned the 4th and goal plays. How about the play where it's 50-50 ball, Carnell Tate double catches it, brings it down? That's the difference of the game. How about final drive, Arch Manning getting pressure from CJ Hicks, gets it away, Caleb Downs makes a clutch tackle to wrap up the game on 4th down. Competitive play. The competitive plays, the plays where you tear open your chest and see what you got underneath. What's your heart look like? Ohio State won those plays to me because honestly, in this game, both these rosters, we knew what it was going into this thing. I mean, it's full of Sunday players, both sides of the ball. A lot of Sunday players. It came down to competitive DNA, competitive composure, winning those competitive plays, and the grittiness of it all. Okay, like we talk about the game that Ohio State lost at the end of the regular season a year ago. Ohio State, I've already gone on record and told you I'm picking Ohio State to win that game as of now. But go back to that game a year ago. Ohio State lost that rock fight game. And you could say it was a mental toughness thing. You could say it was a physical toughness thing. However you want to phrase it, that game to me resembled a lot of this game outside of the rivalry DNA of it. And Ohio State found a way to get it done. If you told me Ohio State going into this game on Friday was going to score 14 points, I would have said, "Oh boy, that's not the winning number. Psych, that's the wrong number." What I would have told you. And Ohio State, that defense bowed up and held a Steve Sarkisian offense to 7. I don't think we can overstate how impressive that is. So while the offense maybe leaves something to be desired, and Julian Sayin didn't light up the stat sheet, let's not lose our cool. I think that's a really, really good Texas defense. Quite frankly, I think that's a really, really good Texas football team. Let's avoid the overreaction of, well, how good is Texas really? Because Arch looked like a shell of what we expected him to be. And is Texas fraudulent? Like, I don't think Texas is fraudulent. I think this is a tier 1 win by Ohio State. And I think your offense did the better job of not making that crucial mistake to win the football game. Like, going back to Julian saying 13 of 20. Sounds pretty pedestrian, right? And it was a semi-pedestrian day, again, from a numbers point of view, but he was working with 3 drops in that first half alone. 16 for 20 from Julian Sayin probably puts him closer to that 200-yard mark. The big thing for me with Sayin is this. 1, did what was asked of him in this spot. Julian Sayin was not going to be asked to go score 35 points to beat Texas because their defense played the way they played. Ryan Day figured that out very early on. And we're going to put it all on him, which is, I think, the game plan that Ohio State wanted from the jump. Did what was asked of him, made the correct plays from quarters 1 through 3. And then when it was time to make that play, give this guy a shot, give this guy a catchable football down the field. Carnell Tate brings it down. That was the difference. Didn't make the crucial interception. Didn't have any catastrophic error like just made the correct plays and then made the play down the stretch to allow Ohio State to win the football game. So all that's to say, I don't think there's anything drastically new learned about Ohio State outside of the fact that no, this competitive DNA is where it needs to be to go win another national championship. Now, how does Julian Sayin evolve? Jeremiah Smith caught 6 passes for 43 yards in this game. I would have told you that's probably a losing stat line as well. Ohio State won in all the other stuff in this game. That doesn't take talent, doesn't take coaching. Like, they won in all the other stuff. Not to say they didn't have both those things. I mean, obviously a talented team, obviously well coached, but they majored in the other stuff, which I think is a very good sign in week 1 of the college football season. Now, for Texas, again, there's going to be a lot of desire to overreact. Everyone is already running to Twitter. I've already seen it, Instagram, and getting off their memes and their jokes, and Arch is mid and he's a bust and this and that. And like, I understand where that's coming from, and Arch should not look good, but let's just let it marinate a second. Okay. I want to be critical of Arch first, and then I want to get to the long game with my guy. All right. To be critical, the moment looked too big. It did. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I don't think he has any physical limitations to his game. But in a spot now where you needed your guy to go make some plays in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, didn't make them. Take it a step further, he missed a lot of the routine plays. Like one of those final drives where Ryan Wingo's running across the field. If Arch just gives him a catchable football, turns it up, gets a first down, maybe Texas has a better chance to go tie that football game. I don't know how it all unfolds, but the bottom line is there was a lot of plays from Arch Manning where you're like, it doesn't look like he's totally playing with the level of confidence you would like him to play with in this spot. Now, to be clear, it's a very big spot. Like we've all, to some degree, I say we, not necessarily us on this show, but we, the college football public and the college football media, have told you for the better part of the last year and a half, 2 years, he's a Manning. He's going to be great. He's going to be this, going to be that. I still think all those things are true. But in this spot now, it's his third career start against a really, really good Ohio State defense. Like on his first day of school, he got the toughest test. Just, it's a difficult thing. It's a difficult thing to win at a high level in college football, much less against that Ohio State team in your first start as the guy at Texas. Like the Mississippi State start is cool. I love it. I mean, I'm glad to see it from Arch, but let's not pretend that's the same thing as playing Ohio State in Columbus on big noon kick to start the college football season. It's not the same. It's not. And again, the moment looked too big for Arch, for my money. So I say that while also trying to reel in the narrative of let's give it a second. Let's let it bake here. Just let it bake. Did Arch look awesome? Did Arch look good? I would say no to both those things. But can we give it till October? Can we give it till he goes to the swamp to play Florida? Because what he is in week 1 of the college football season, with 4 new starters on the O-line, with a bunch of new weapons outside, with him making his third start ever, is going to be different than what he is when they get to that game against Florida. He's had a few starts. He's had a bye week, all those things. So I'm not making excuses for the guy. I just want to make sure we provide the proper context. Everyone's going to be going after Arch because it gets you clicks and it's fun and this, that. It's funny jokes. I mean, I'm even here for the jokes, but just understand now. We got to be critical while also having context. Looked bad, moment looked too big, didn't make the plays. Also, I'd be shocked if that's just the book on Arch Manning here going forward. Because you also saw some throws now where it's like, okay. I mean, Gus Johnson said on the broadcast, that shot, that last drive where he's throwing it down the field to his tight end or the touchdown pass to Livingstone, those are big dog throws. And Arch Manning has those clubs in the bag. It's just how consistently do you make those plays and how composed are you in a spot like that in the future where you got to go be the guy against A&M to will us forward in this football game. So not overly concerned about Texas right now, not selling the stock. New data point. We'll take inventory of it. We'll see what they are here in a few weeks. But that's just a good Ohio State team that found a way to get it done, and Texas did not make those competitive plays. So college football's back. It's a beautiful thing. If we look a little bit like we're in a different setting here, because we are in a hotel room in Miami, Florida, Caden Smith setting up everything you see here. We're here for some fun around the Notre Dame Miami game. But appreciate y'all making the show what it is. Gosh, this is awesome. Again, Ohio State victorious week 1 at the shoe over Texas. We're eating crow. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. We will keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time.